Most Americans believe that if they work hard, save consistently, and avoid big mistakes, retirement will eventually take care of itself. That belief has been passed down for generations. But today, millions of middle-class Americans are quietly realizing something uncomfortable. Retirement in the United States is becoming harder, more uncertain, and for many families, it's starting to feel out of reach. What's worrying is that this shift isn't sudden. It's happening slowly, quietly, and most people don't notice until the pressure becomes impossible to ignore. If you're working full-time, supporting a family, or getting closer to retirement age, this conversation matters. Because the rules that once made retirement achievable for everyday Americans are changing. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why so many people feel anxious about their future, even after decades of hard work. Before we go further, make sure you subscribe to U.S. Economy Decoded. We break down what's really happening in the U.S. economy in simple, clear English, without hype or confusion. If you care about understanding money, cost of living, and your future, you're in the right place. For decades, retirement in America was built on stability. A steady job, predictable expenses, and the idea that Social Security and personal savings would be enough. But that foundation is cracking. Traditional pensions have mostly disappeared, wages haven't kept pace with living costs, and responsibility has shifted almost entirely onto individuals. That means if something goes wrong, there's very little backup. One of the biggest pressures comes from inflation. Prices across the U.S. have risen faster than most incomes. Groceries, utilities, insurance, and transportation take a larger share of every paycheck. When everyday life becomes more expensive, people don't stop paying bills. They stop saving. Over time, reduced saving quietly destroys retirement plans, even for disciplined workers. Housing has become another major obstacle. Many middle-class Americans believed their home would be their safety net in retirement. But rising property taxes, insurance costs, maintenance expenses, and high rents are making housing expensive even later in life. Retiring while still facing heavy housing costs leaves little room for medical bills or emergencies. Healthcare is where many retirement plans fall apart completely. Medical care in the United States is expensive, even with Medicare. Prescription drugs, long-term care, and unexpected health issues can drain savings faster than people expect. One serious medical event can erase decades of careful planning. As Americans live longer, the cost of staying healthy in retirement continues to rise. Then there's Social Security. It was never meant to fully replace income, yet millions of Americans depend on it as their primary support. Benefits often don't match real living expenses, and constant discussions about the system's future make people uneasy. Even small changes to benefits or retirement age can significantly affect everyday retirees. Debt is another hidden problem. Older Americans today carry more debt than any previous generation at the same age. Mortgages, credit cards, car payments, and even student loans don't disappear by retirement. Fixed incomes stretched by debt turn retirement into a period of financial stress instead of freedom. Because of all these pressures, many Americans are quietly adjusting their expectations. Retirement ages are moving higher, not because people want to work longer, but because they feel they have no choice. For those in physically demanding or stressful jobs, this reality is especially concerning. So what does this mean for everyday Americans watching right now? It means the old retirement playbook no longer works. Hoping everything will work out isn't a plan. Awareness is the first step. Understanding where the pressure comes from allows people to make smarter decisions earlier, even small ones, that can reduce future stress. This isn't about fear. It's about clarity. Retirement in America isn't disappearing, but it is changing, and the middle class feels that change first. Those who recognize the warning signs early are in a stronger position than those who ignore them. This video made you think? Share it with someone who needs to hear this. Many Americans are struggling silently, and these conversations matter. I'd also like to hear from you. Does retirement feel secure to you, or more uncertain than ever? Drop a comment below. This is U.S. Economy Decoded. Subscribe for honest conversations about the U.S. economy, cost of living, and financial realities that affect everyday Americans. We'll see you in the next video.